Okie dokie, friends. John Durham here. I had made a video yesterday showing a complete carburetor removal and cleaning on this Mercury 3.5 horsepower outboard. This is the same motor. All of these small Mercury motors up to 6 horsepower, Mercury, Tohatsu, and Nissan, it's all the same motor. So this will work on any of them. The primary issue with these was clogging of the low idle jet. So there's two things I'm going to show you real quick, because normally a complete carburetor removal is not necessary. There's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3 bolts in the gas tank. I can actually perform this with this thing mounted on the dinghy, because I have to do it 2 or 3 times a year. That's how common this problem with the low idle jet is. But you can remove those 3 and just lay your fuel tank kind of off to the side like this. That exposes the low idle jet. The low idle jet is right there in that hole right there. If you've never cleaned it before, it will have a brass plug in it that has to be removed. You take a little drill bit, drill a hole in that plug, then screw a screw into it and yank that freaking plug out of there. Once you do, it will expose the low idle jet screw. It's a little needle valve. Take that out. Take it all the way out. Don't drop it. It's got a spring on it. Take that all the way out, and then take some gum out or whatever kind of carburetor cleaner you have, and clean it out. I'll show you. You need some of the cleaner. It's got the little red straw, you know. So once you get the screw out, stick the little red straw down in there and just spray into there, and it will open that idle jet back up. It's that simple. I can literally do this in it takes me about 5 minutes to do this. Once you spray it, put the gas tank back on, you're good to go. That jet, unfortunately, one of the reasons these things are able to operate with such a small gas tank, it's only like a quart in that gas tank, is because they're very fuel efficient, and part of that is the carburation on it. But the idle jet's very small. This one, the high-speed jet actually clogged on this one, this go around. And if that happens, you got to take the whole carburetor off, take it apart, and clean the carburetor, reassemble. I just did that on this motor, and it's running perfect now. The second thing I'll show you is right down here. This is the shutoff valve. It's connected to a little red. You got a little red shutoff here. That's the shutoff valve up here. Well, on this side, the large line coming from the gas tank, that's the line coming from your fuel tank. There is a filter in this line. The filter connects to this valve and it sticks into the fuel line. It's like a 5-micron filter. It also helps if you're not getting fuel to take this fuel line off and take that fuel filter out and clean it. Or you can order a new one. A lot of people don't know there's a fuel filter in there, but there is. There's a very fine fuel filter, and it's actually a tubular fuel filter that connects to that valve, and it's sticking up in that line right there. So that's 2 things you can clean to keep this motor running. But the most common one is, again, the low idle jet, and it's right in there. Take that out, spray it out with some carburetor cleaner. Oh, and also when you put that jet back in, you seat it. In other words, screw it all the way down till it stops. Don't turn it hard, just gently till it stops. Then you back it out 2.5 turns. And usually 2.5 turns is right to get your idle right. Okie dokie then.